Hey man, how's everything?
I'm doing unbelievable, Carlos.
Unbelievable. Hey, everybody, welcome once again. We are in another episode of Business and Coffee. So, coffee. And here we talk about everything with business, everything that's going on around the world as we drink some coffee. Today, we want to talk about recession. We hear the word recession. A lot of us know what we're going to go through. A lot of us were in the last recession, we're present in the last recession, and seeing some of the things that are going on that actually is about to happen very soon. So, and this is a question that comes up a lot. A lot of people have questions. A lot of people are getting nervous. A lot of people don't know this. They could stay in the same job. They don't know what type of business they should start. So, I think that's a good topic that we should tackle today, Omar. And I know that no one else better than you, that you've been around for some of these recessions already. You know the trends, you know the industries. I mean, you work with one of the big names in the industries. And I want to go ahead and actually pick your brain today because I know a lot of people love to hear from you. A lot of
Right.
people love to hear your wisdom, but at the same time, your mentorship. So, how are you today, by the way?
I'm doing great.
You're
It's
doing
Friday
great,
and
right?
we're having a great time. I'm here with you and we're having our
Yeah.
coffee and it's all
Yeah.
good.
So, I,
Salute.
I caught you today. You're not home today. You say you're in your daughter's?
Yeah, they're doing some painting and they got sheets on everything here. So they're
All right.
moving me around. They're moving me
They're
around.
moving you around. Got it. How's the weather out there?
Oh, today is beautiful. Today's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Like
Yeah, out here
70.
too. The sun is out, but it's very cold.
Yeah, it's like
You know,
78 here, 78 in Boca. Yeah.
yeah, Boga. I love that weather, man. Like I said, I would love to live out there, but one of the things that attached me to New York is my kids. So the
Right.
family, but I love the weather of Miami. But
Yeah.
let's jump onto recession. I mean, you learn a lot, and we want to. A lot of people talk about like what is the meaning of recession. What is recession, and what is to become recession proof.
Well, that's a great question. And, I don't have all the answers, but I have been through a few. And the key is when you're going into a recession, we all know, interest rates are up. So that means your house payment's going to be more, your car payment's going to be more, groceries are up, gas is up, but it's stabilizing, but it's still
Yeah,
up to what it was 2 years ago. Everything's going up, and your income, unless you're an entrepreneur, is staying still. So
yeah,
the goal is to first and foremost take a look at anything that's not necessary. So the way you do that is by look at your expenses, look at your credit cards. I've got one friend, he closes out his credit cards every year, and he does that. He gets another card. He gets other cards, but he closes out his credit cards and opens up another one in January. You know why? He says because he and his kids buy so much stuff that they just don't even pay attention to, that they keep buying and they don't even know they have it. So
wow.
that's how he realizes what he needs, what doesn't need. But anyway,
Okay, got it.
streamline everything. Streamline, uh, manage your time. If you have a business that you have to drive around, manage your territory, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look for deals. There's always a deal. Everything's negotiable.
Got
But
it.
for me, it's make more money. Got to make more money. So the key is to find some vehicles that'll make you money while you're going into this quote recession, right? Because I find that top producers make money during recessions. All top producers, whether
Yeah,
it's real estate. I know that a lot of real estate agents are and brokers are going through different adjustment right now because
yeah.
let's face it, since the pandemic, it was easy, and
Uh-huh.
now people. In fact, I'm actually speaking for a real estate companies
Uh-huh.
on in December and starting January, and what you need to do to get yourself back in place. And what you need to do is work on your skills, your sales skills,
Hmm.
and realize that before you weren't really selling; you're just an order
Yeah,
taker. And now,
yeah,
if you're in the mortgage business or real estate, you need to learn how to list. You need to learn how to sell real estate. You need to
yeah.
learn how to be a buyer's broker. Lenders are going to have to find out, how to get out there and figure things out, right? So,
Uh-huh.
if your mortgage was, if you were buying a home for 100 grand, the mortgage now is a little more, right? 7% more.
True, true.
Got to look at all those things.
Yeah.
But the meaning of recession to me is just kind of, I don't look at it.
Yeah.
I look at it. I got to work a little more, and I got to watch my spending,
Yeah.
and then I have to, really get out there and be more positive, because you got
Yeah.
to be positive. Because look, you put on the news, you go nuts. I mean, all they're talking about is, this, that, this.
Nothing positive.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I was working out this morning,
Yeah.
and during the commercial, they're talking about there's a shortage of turkeys. So it's like turkeys are out.
I'm good. I'm good with that. I'm good with that news. You know why, right? You know my story about turkey.
Yeah.
So for everybody who doesn't know, so military. So 22 years. I've been to war and everything. No PTSD. And again, that's
Yeah,
beside the
thank you for your
point.
service, Carlos. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Omar. But one of the main things in which I developed PTSD from was Turkey, and I'll tell you why. When I first came to the country, a lot of people know my story. I came to the U.S. from South America. I was 16 years old, and we were very poor. I mean, we were in welfare. We actually were receiving food stamps, and we really didn't have much money. It was my mom, my sister, and my three brothers, my two other brothers, four of us, five of us together with my grandmom alone. And we, used to get help and everything. But every Thanksgiving, we would go from church to church, so from soup kitchen to soup kitchen, and get free turkeys.
Wow.
We had turkeys all the way to January,
Oh man,
and that was for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
you're
You know,
turkeyed out.
I have the choice now that if I have family coming over, I would cook a turkey, but I would not eat the turkey. I'd rather
Right.
eat everything else, and I cook myself a oatmeal or whatever, chicken or meat or ham, whatever the case is, but not turkey.
I
So
love it.
yeah, so I'm okay with that news or a shortage for turkey.
Yeah. Yeah. So like, every time you look at the news, it's something negative. So, we
Yeah,
just gotta work on your mindset. Remember, the mind is the steering wheel of the body. Work
that's
on your
true.
mindset. And the way you do that is, some people like you and I, we get up, we work out every morning.
Yes.
That changes your endorphins. Number two, listen to motivational excerpts,
Mhm.
audios, videos, uh, look at YouTube, whatever you want, whatever motivates you. Music is a great
Yeah,
way to change your state. Um, just keep positive, because too much stuff out there. You just got to focus on what you want, not what you
yeah.
don't want, because what you focus on expands. If you
There
focus
we
on crap,
go.
you're going to get more crap, right?
Yeah,
Then you become
man.
a crap magnet. You don't want that.
So yeah, so focus. And that's one thing. Like, how do you prepare yourself? And we're going to talk about that in more in depth in a little bit. But one of the things, and again, and I want to add to that. So, for example, I want to become better and better every single day, better in sales. So what I do every single morning. So yeah, I go to the gym, work out. I always listen, like you said, some excerpts, something new that I could apply. And
Right.
guess what? Most of the things that I listen to, some of them don't work. But I find out what works and what doesn't work for me. But that's the main thing. Focus. Stay focused and make sure that you actually want to do it and do it. Take action. But let's go back now to the recession. I mean, we see this dip in the economy every once in a while, couple like almost every 8 to 10 years, right?
Yeah,
Um,
it used to be every 3 to 5 years. Now they extended it because of
yeah.
the things they did with government, things like that.
Got it, got it. And I was actually watching a video, when was it, yesterday, with Robert Kiyosaki. And again, Robert Kiyosaki always talk about the real estate, and when is the best time. And one of them, he made a lot of money in the last recession. He bought a lot of real estate, and that's how he created a lot of money. But he hasn't bought anything else. But he was talking about that this recession is going to be one of the worst ones. Why do we see that dip on the economy? Why? I mean, what do you think this happens all the time?
Well, I think we overcompensated with the pandemic. I mean,
Mhm.
it was good to
Yeah,
have all this money flow from the government, but now we have to pay for it. And
yeah.
it was good to have zero interest rates, but now we have inflation. So, we just got to bring everything back and lean it out, so we can get down to a normal inflation rate, like 2%. And so it's going to take a few years. I think it's going to be till like 24, end of 24 or
Yeah.
around there, at least 2 years. So everybody needs to just make more money. If you have to pick up a side hustle, pick up a side hustle, making money on the side. I mean, there's many ways you can make money from home, and not have to, like, when you come home from your business or or your day job, there's
Yeah.
things that you can do on the side that'll make you income.
How about also not only as doing a side hustle, making yourself invaluable at work,
Yeah.
learning more about your job, becoming one of the people, one of the workers, employees that brings value to the company.
Yeah, I always tell people you want to be the PPS, professional problem solver.
Professional
Everybody comes to
problem.
you, whether you're in a corporation or your business. Everybody comes to you because you have worked on your craft. You're
Mhm.
curious about what you do. You're interested in what you
Yes.
do, so you seek knowledge in what you do. And when you seek knowledge, no one can replace you. No one. Right.
So, what type of opportunities? So let's just say we go through a recession right now, and this happened next month. What type of opportunities do we see that are going to start happening? Besides, I mean, we talked about real estate and we talked about how preparing ourselves. But what type of opportunity do you think people can or will see to create wealth? Because I think that's one of the best times, as long as you are prepared, as you said, um, for us to be able to create and develop wealth. What type of opportunities would we will be able to see?
I think next year, like middle of the year, you'll see a lot of opportunities in real estate,
Mm,
whether it's wholesale, find, fix, and flip, or find, fix, and hold for rentals. I think
yeah,
rents are going to go up. So if you pick up some rentals, that's a good business to be in. I really think that a lot of baby boomers are want to work at their job. Like right now, I'm working with a lot of medical people, and the
yeah,
medical people are doctors, and they still want to work, but they don't want to own the business. So they're actually selling their practices, and this is happening all around the country, all around the world. They're selling the practices, but they stay with the practice, the doctors, and that's happening a lot. A lot of that, but buying businesses that are profitable, you can buy businesses now and next year that are cash flowing. You can actually. I just did a deal for one of my mentees that he bought a business with
yeah.
a down payment, and then he's paying the gentleman off in 3 years with his own money. So he's
Wow.
basically, with the money that's coming in, giving this gentleman payment. Plus, he's paying him, an income every month to stay on to help with the business. So the guy's winning income. He sold his business, an income, and he's getting interest for carrying the business for him.
That's
So
amazing.
yeah.
So,
So I
so
mean,
there's opportunity. You're saying that there is opportunity, right? So if I want to go ahead and if I'm a Joe Smoke and I work for McDonald's, and I know that if I work for a fast food restaurant, more than likely I'm going to lose my job, and there's not much jobs availability out there, and I want to start putting to the side of preparing myself to create an opportunity for me, or even be able to buy into a business. What would I have to do?
well, first of all, you want to seek mentorship to save yourself
Okay,
time,
got it.
money, and you don't
Hmm.
want to, because a mentor is going to help you get there quicker and not make the mistakes. That's
Yeah,
number one. Number two, you need a little cash flow. Now, if you don't have cash flow, you need to partner up with someone who has money, and they become your partner, right?
yeah,
So a lot of people don't have that. So you look at like my acronym from my book, Get Real, Get Rich. So the
hmm,
R is repeatable income. You do the work once, get paid again, again, and again. So how do you do that? Well, you could do network marketing, direct sales, right? You can
hmm.
do real estate. You can do anything that's got a membership behind it, right?
Yeah.
Well, the next thing you could do is go out and find businesses that are uh, need a little help, right? Like I look for businesses that need a little more branding. Maybe their products or services need some tweaking, or maybe
Got
the leadership needs training and their salespeople or customer service or all the above. So you look for companies that are making some money, but for someone that's just getting started, number one, I would look for smaller businesses,
hmm.
like find piece. There's a lot of great things like laundromats,
Mm.
dry cleaners, but those things. are if you find someone who wants to get rid of those, there's nice cash flow there.
Yeah.
Um, but like I said, network marketing, anything that's got a membership, uh, buying businesses, but it's endless. It's endless.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you said something key there. Like one of the main things that you should start doing, and main investment, it'll be in yourself, right? Finding a
Right,
mentor. You always want to
right.
find a mentor that actually takes you from point A to point B the fastest, without you having to go through the heartache, right?
I've been with my mentor since I was 19. He's 88, and
So
I
let me ask
talked
you
to
something. You are a mentor, so you have a mentor too.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I
so
talk
there's
to him
always
every
someone, right?
yeah. You need someone to bounce ideas off. You need someone that's been there, someone that's been started a journey, knows how to go through the journey successful and complete the journey successful. So everybody needs one. Mine's been Tom Murphy since I was 19,
Yeah.
and we did really well. Made a lot of money together, and I made him a lot of money. He made me a lot of money. He made me who I am, and then he introduced me to people like Tom Hopkins and Zig Ziglar and Bob Proctor and Jim Rohn and Dennis Waitley and Dr. Maxwell Maltz and just Brian Tracy. Oh gosh, the list is endless for me. John Maxwell. In fact,
Mm,
I like John so much I named my boy after him, Maxwell. I worked
Max.
with John 10 cities a year with Get Motivated since 1996. So
Wow.
yeah,
You've been doing this for a while. Now, I was reading in Forbes magazine that some of the most recession-proof industries are consumer-based, consumer devices, healthcare, education, defense, like government, utilities, and premium luxuries.
yeah.
So, I mean,
All the necessities are going to
yeah,
stay. So like I'm not a big market guy, but I
yeah,
watch it and I've seen and I listen to the experts and they all say, go for the things that people need through a recession. So what people need, that's where you want to be, right?
yeah, that's true. I mean, and that's how a lot of people. A lot of people have made millions and billions of dollars. Let's talk about the sticky notes. I mean, the person that made it, right? They just, I think it was a college kid, right? That needed to put a lot of notes and he couldn't write in every board. So he created the little sticky and was able to put it in the walls.
Yeah.
Same thing with
It's
the
like
Velcro.
the person that started that whiteout stuff,
Oh, the
right?
whiteout too. I
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah. So I mean, everybody started using that, and then they took it to another level. So things like
Yeah.
that, and you just got to look at the different things. We have a question though there from
Yeah.
somebody. You want to?
So yeah, so Alberto says, will a small business be more willing to invest in their business during the recession? So should you double down in the recession? I mean, I
Yeah.
want to
Well,
just
let's
answer.
talk
Yeah,
about that. Let's talk about that. The thing you're probably going to double down in is going to be leads, because without leads you have no sales, so you're probably going to double down on leads, and maybe if you have a big enough business, leads that go to a call center that can then be handed to your salespeople, right? So
so marketing, right?
I
Marketing.
yeah, I work with the biggest
Yeah,
companies, and I train their lead generator people. And what lead generator people to me are, they are the when you go to a movie and you see a sub of the movie, a trailer. They call them
yeah,
trailers. So to me, the people that are getting the leads and solidifying the leads are the trailer to the movie. The movie is a
yeah,
sale. So everybody needs to focus on generating prospecting. If you can afford leads, great. But if you don't, get out there and prospect more. People forgot to prospect during the pandemic. I'm teaching courses around the country to financial institutions because people don't want to go out there just texting people and they're not even talking to them anymore or emailing.
got it.
So very important that you work on your prospecting. If you can afford it, prospecting with lead gen. If you can afford it, prospecting lead gen with a closing room, people that
Yeah,
close for you, appointment setters,
yeah,
from appointment setters, sales. But yeah, you have to invest in yourself. You have to
yeah,
invest in yourself. The thing is, make sure you're giving yourself enough money I'd like to have at least 6 months income put aside, so you
Mhm.
got a little cushion there in case something doesn't work out.
Cool. All right. So one thing that I want to add to that, Alberto, is I mean, in order to do this, not only you need to have reserves, but you also need to have business credit. Now, as you doubling down on your business, it's going to set you apart from your competition because a lot of your competition, I guarantee you, will not be ready. And those people are going to go out of business. They're not going to be around. And you are going to be that person. And now this is the time by you doing the marketing, what Omar was saying, the lead generation and everything that you can in order to get your name out there, networking, however you can. There's so many different ways that you can actually do a lot of your marketing to get your name out there. But by you doing that, you got now going to get that market share that was lost by your competition, and you become the new authority. So yes, should you
Yeah,
during a
and
recession? 1,000%.
absolutely, and the key is to, like you said, Carlos, Alberto, you have to, and everybody else, you have to do what failures won't, because failures will start looking at any uh, recession and start making excuses for not getting out of bed.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that they're not. It just means they're not ready. So you got to be ready for it. Work on your sales skills. Work on your time management, territorial management. Work on your organization, on your activity, and make sure that you're prepared for it. So you do what failures won't, because failures will fall asleep. They're going to be blaming the government, the Fed, the gas, the interest rates, the
Yeah.
you name it, the turkeys. They'll be blaming us anyway. So you just got to like think, have a different mindset, and have a no matter what mindset. No matter what, no matter what, no matter what, no matter what. Don't be denied, no matter what.
Cool. Now let's talk about, because a lot of people are investing in, you have crypto, you have gold, you have silver, you have real estate. A lot of people are also very weary and scared right now that if a recession happens, am I going to lose it? Am I going to lose value? Am I going to lose my investment? What can you talk about the assets? What type of assets are recession proof? So let's
Well,
just say today I have my money in stocks, which I know. I mean, if you have your money in stocks, get it out of there and go to a hard assets. Where can I put my money? I mean, what will you advise me to today if I could? And again, keep in mind, guys, we everything that we're telling you, we are not attorneys or CPA. This is the experience that we have, and anything that you guys decide to do going forward, it is entirely up to you. So
right.
this is our opinion. Not only that, it is our experience on everything that we've done. So please make sure that you always do your due diligence on everything that we're telling you as well.
Yeah, and then you gotta realize that nothing is everything is in constant flux.
Yeah.
So whether you're putting money in gold or silver or platinum or real estate or stocks, it's going to be in constant flux, and no one has all the answers. So, but for me, I was lucky enough to get into real estate very young, and my properties are paid for. So, I wouldn't say they're recession proof, but it's when they're paid for. I always tell everybody, buy yourself a home, pay it off, and buy yourself one rental property, pay it off.
Mhm.
That way, no matter what, you got cash flow.
You know what I think is a very good recession-proof industry? Alcohol.
Oh yeah,
I mean, I got to think about when I went through COVID. I mean, remember we were cooped up. All of a sudden, I started loving more and more port wines, and I was ordering port wines by the boxes.
well, a lot of stuff went up during
Yeah,
the pandemic because I couldn't even order. I go to the gym every day,
yeah,
and I couldn't even order a set of 25-pound dumbbells. They weren't available. I
they were
mean,
not.
I had to finally go. I went on eBay and bought two because I couldn't find any new ones. So I mean, health equipment, building supplies. People were really investing in their backyard. I
I
mean,
know.
we were all like cooped up, so we had
Yeah,
to fix up our houses, fix up our gyms, fix up our TV entertainment. I mean, and then like you said, alcohol. Who knows? I don't do it, but I'm sure people did
I
some.
did. I did. I became a wine. A
No, no,
wine. I was drinking wine
oh
myself.
yeah, the wine is good and the vodka, but some people do a little marijuana. Everybody's
Yeah,
different.
that too. Yeah.
Different folks, different folks. I don't judge, man. At my
Yeah.
age, I just let people live.
Yeah, no, no. Today a lot of this industry, like the cannabis industry, is one of the booming industries right now. That I guarantee you that could be a recession-proof industry, especially if a recession happens. A lot of people
Yeah,
are gonna want to get high. So if you have a dispenser, you may be able to be making a lot of money if
right.
you have the option on
Oh,
investing in one. But you know what? Recession is recession, and whatever we decide to do, a lot of the things that we could put together are just a dream without a goal without a plan is just a dream. But in
right,
order for you to actually be able to accomplish this, you also got to, like you said before, invest in yourself.
right.
So do you think that leadership, discipline, consistency are a big part of putting a plan together going forward to also be able to make it through a recession?
Yeah, I think leadership. I think being a self-starter,
Hmm.
discipline. Discipline. I love the definition in Webster's dictionary. The ability to give yourself a command and follow it. Discipline.
Yeah.
And you got, most people give themselves commands, but they don't follow it, right? So
Mm.
the ability to give yourself a command and follow it. And then discipline, persistence. When people start quitting around you, you keep going. You keep
Yeah.
going, right? But make sure you pick the right vehicle. So, like, the right vehicle is very important because I always tell my kids in life, you want to find first something you love to do so it doesn't feel like work. Number two, pick the right vehicle so it supports your lifestyle that I've given you. And number three, make sure it's something that you know you can become great at, right? So you want
Yeah.
to be an expert advisor, expert at what you do,
Mhm.
so that gives you job security,
That's true. That's true. But money consistency builds momentum too,
right?
especially in any business and in yourself. By you doing this, not overall, you're gonna build personality. You're gonna build knowledge. You're gonna become valuable to your business or to your employer. Uh, you are gonna be recognized
Yeah,
by not only taking the leadership of not leading yourself. Because some other thing that I know you talk about all the time is like I cannot lead anyone if I cannot lead myself.
right.
How can anyone trust me or anyone follow me if they see something completely different than what I'm preaching, right?
The leader's got to be the head. I mean, you've got to do everything you say. If you want people to follow you and be loyal to you, you've
Yeah.
got to, number one, there's different levels. Number one, people follow you because they have to, because you're their
Hmm.
boss,
Yeah.
right? Number two, people follow you for what you've done. So now, let's say I'm the number one salesperson in my health club business, and
Yeah.
everybody's like, "Wow, he's number one, and he's my boss. I want to do what he's doing." Number three is people follow you because of what you have done for them, and
Mm.
that's where loyalty begins. Because when you do something for others and they feel that you did something out of the way, meaning you did something not expected to help them, they're like,
Yeah.
wow, this man or woman really cares about me. And that's when loyalty begins. That's how you keep people in your team. People want, Carlos, people want to be valued. People want to be valued and people want to be recognized. So find people doing something right every day in your organization.
Yeah. And Dr. John Maxwell also talks about, he says that nobody cares what you know until they know that you care.
Right?
So, I
Yep.
mean,
Nobody
that is
knows up.
powerful. It's the same thing that you just said. But at the same time, something that I always talk about, and when I teach, I talk to everybody. It's like as a leader. So I'm coming from the military. Leadership was one of those big things. Something that I always focus on how to become a better leader. But there's no simpler definition of leadership than making others' success easy. That's
Right.
it. Like you're saying, value, bringing value to them. Because also there's a lit, and I cannot lead people past where I'm at right now. I could
Right.
just lead them to where I'm at. In order for me to make sure I have a better team, better leadership, I need to start improving myself daily so that I
Yeah.
could bring people with me.
A lot of people don't realize there's a big difference between being a manager and a leader. A
Mhm.
manager organizes, plans, and delegates. A leader inspires people to follow them. So there's a big difference. You want to be both, not just a manager. You've
Yeah.
seen managers, they work, 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 work. They're good people. They work, 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 but they don't motivate anybody because it's just like into the little micromanagement, right?
Yeah.
But the leader does that and inspires people to follow them by leading the pack.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I love talk about leadership and I love talk about everything that's going on in the world right now, especially the recession. Unfortunately, I didn't take advantage the last time because I was clueless to what business was, and just happened that right after the recession passed, that's when I started investing into real estate. But I learned a lot. Learned a lot. I saw the trend, and as soon as I saw everything happening this time, I'm like, we're about to go through that. And I'm sure in my lifetime I'll probably see one or two other ones. Um,
Absolutely.
but
In fact, a lot of my friends are getting their cash ready so they can be ready for next spring to summer to start buying more properties.
nice. So how much money should I be having right now if I want to go ahead and start investing?
Counts on what you want to buy. If you want to buy a single family home,
Yeah,
is different than if you want to buy a commercial. As you know, if you buy commercial,
yeah,
the rent rolls in a building qualifies for the loan. If you're buying a single family home, you're qualifying for the loan. You know more about that than I do because of the
yeah.
credit business that you own.
Credit
So
business, correct? Yeah.
yeah,
No,
so
no.
you want to like if you are going to go out and buy anything, you want to clean up your credit, right?
Mhm.
Number one, number two, whether it's business credit or personal credit or both. And then
Yeah,
number two, remember if you're buying single family homes, you've got to come up with a down payment unless you do some creative financing with an owner.
yeah,
And you've got they qualify you for the big thing that's going on. I spoke to a company last night, a
yeah,
lender, and people are not qualifying because now they need more income to qualify for that loan. Number
yeah,
two, they have to put more money down to buy that house. So number one, you're not qualifying. You got to qualify. It's hard to qualify. Number two, the
yeah,
interest rates are up. Your payment's going to be more, and the homes aren't appraising for what they were. So you got three things that you have to look at when you're doing single family. If you're
yeah.
buying commercial real estate, remember the building and the rent rolls qualify the loan, not you. So that's when you said how much money do you need? That depends.
Yeah. I mean,
What you
that's a great answer. Great
what
answer.
strategy you're going to be. If you're
Yeah.
doing wholesaling, then you don't need much money because you're just locking up properties and selling them to other rehabbers, stuff like that.
Yeah. And something that we also got to keep in mind is something that I'm seeing too. A lot of other investors, and like you're saying, there's going to be opportunity, and people's going to do seller finance on homes and businesses. But some of the times, they also check your credit or your background, meaning like what resume do you bring to the table? How can you tell me that you are going to be able to make this work for me? Let's just say I'm selling my business. I just want a cash flow, but I'm going to give it to you for the amount of money that I think it works for you. But if you show me your resume and I see that your credit is shocked, that you haven't been able to take care of your own finances, how are you going to be able to take care of my finances? So
Exactly.
that's another thing that people need to understand that hey a lot and again I get it that in the culture that we are in credits and balancing a book a checkbook investing into different type of investment to include real estate. It's not something that is taught. This is something that you got to take initiative and learn later on in life. But just because we were not thought of it, I mean, that's saying it is your responsibility to also learn it. Because other than that, I mean, you are going, especially in something that's going to have to, it's going to happen very soon. This recession, you need to understand that that's a key point of in a leg of your business and the type of investment, whatever you're going to be doing, your credit. Even though if you find a job, you got to think about your credit. It is always checked for a
Yep.
job, for an apartment, because if you lose your house today and then you need to rent an apartment, one of the main things they're going to be checking is criminal record and your credit. And if those
Right.
don't match, where are you going to live?
Yeah.
So
And
take the
that's why
initiative.
a lot of people have to move in with other people or have them use their credit and their credibility so they can rent from somebody, and that's a lot of reasons why people, uh, a lot of people are living together instead of owning their own apartment, so
That is
or
true. Yeah.
renting their own apartment. But the bottom line is, I've worked on having good credit my whole life,
Yeah.
and it's funny because some people just don't get it. I mean, they just don't understand, and they keep making the same mistakes. I tell my kids the same thing. If you get a bill, put on a date 2 weeks before it's due,
Yeah.
and write those checks out and send them out. A lot of people just forget, and then they screw up their credit. You know,
Yeah.
and I've got relatives that have ruined their credit because they forgot to make the payment. Oh, I forgot to make the payment. Wait, forget to make. Oh, I didn't get a bill. That's not how it works. You got to pay the pay everything on time. If something's wrong, something
Yeah.
doesn't seem right, call them up, check it out. Why didn't I get my bill? What happened? Don't ruin your credit over stupid mistakes.
Yeah. Or just take the initiative too. Like for example, like I was talking to a client yesterday. I was showing them. So I'm just gonna brag now, okay, real quick. Okay. You allow me to?
Yep, yep,
So
yep.
this is the credit cards that I have. So
Holy cow!
I know people say, oh, it is a nightmare. No, it is not a nightmare because I have taken the initiative. So I just got a couple new credit cards and I automatically add it to a spreadsheet that I have. And what I do is I have there the name, the card number, the day. So every credit card has what's called a statement closing date and a statement due date. So we all know the due date. Okay, I got to do the due date. I got to pay by this day. And yeah, if you don't pay by that day, you pay a couple days later, they're still going to give you a late fee. You
Right.
only get a 30-day late payment if you pay 30 days from that due date. Now, the statement closing day is the day that the creditor will reconcile that account and present it or report it to the credit bureaus. And the easiest way to do that is go to your credit report. This is something that you should do because every morning I check my bank accounts and I check my credit report. So I need to make sure that I left in the same way that it was last night. So, and this is something that you should start getting into the habit because, hey, it is very essential. This is just the initiative and being responsible about your finances because not only about you, but the people that you're leaving behind. But so what I do is I have the date there, the day that it closes. So whatever amount you have in your credit card, and remember that if you are, and we're going to talk about credit now more, because this is a rabbit hole. As I start talking about credit and the way that you report it or it gets reported, then I want to explain everything. Why I do that is because if you go anything over 30% on every credit card, start hurting your credit report. So 30% utilization, meaning that you are utilizing 30% or less of what you have available on that card is good. Anything over that start hurting your credit report. So the goal is for you to be able to be between that 30% or lower by the statement closing date, meaning that's the day that it gets reported to the credit bureau, and that's what dictates that score for that month. Because let's just say you didn't pay it on time, and it was reported at a 50 or even 100%, and you pay a couple of days later, yeah, it's good. You don't owe much, quote unquote, but that score got affected and it went down, and it's going to take 30 days to reset. So that's something that you got to keep in mind. So that's what I do. Just you got to be consistent, but you also have to take the initiative to develop some type of time management or management system for your finances, credit cards, everything that you do in life. That's how you're going to become very successful in business, successful in life, successful with your family. And I believe in this, and you correct me if I'm wrong, Omar. The universe won't give you more than what it thinks you can handle.
Right. I always tell everybody the goal in life is to become a bigger container, because if you're a small container, that's all you get, and God won't let you have more than you have that you can handle. If you're a small container, you're gonna have a small container life. So your
Yeah.
goal is to become a bigger container.
Nice, nice. All right, Omar, this has been amazing. I love talking to you, and I know that everybody does love hearing you talking about your wisdom and in business and in life. Now, if I wanted to go see you, are you going to be talking anytime soon? Are you going to be presenting, or how can I reach you in order
Oh,
to work with you?
I'm all over the place. So
Yeah.
the best place to reach out to me is info at omarperiu.com, or omarperiu.com, omarperiu.com, or you can go on my email, send me an email at omarperiu@gmail.com.
Awesome.
So info at omarperiu.com or omarperiu@gmail.com, or go to my website and there's things you can fill out right there.
Awesome, awesome. Man, like always, his information is going to be in the description of this video. And also, if you want to know more about business credit and personal credit, reach out to us. We are Strata Vega Capital. The descriptions are also going to be in the bottom of this video. But thank you, Omar. Thank you for your time today. Well, I love talking to you. I love to
Thank
actually
you,
hearing
Carlos.
you, the knowledge that you have and everything, the wisdom that you bring every single week. Guys, until the next time, this is Omar Periu and Carlos Estrada Vega. See you next week.